Hey there, inner peacemaker. Cassandra Kimball here with another Christ-centered self-help tool, which comes from a variety of people. Today we're going to hear from Brooke Snow, from my cousin Sarah Davis, a mom from my church group. Her name is Tasha Thorne. We're going to read from the scriptures. There's something from a Facebook group, a post by Naomi Parsons, and a podcast by Amy Porterfield. So, big group of variety today. This is episode 32. 7 different options to setting goals as you start a new year. I love options, so I was really excited to bring in some different ideas. I just wanted to give you a variety. It just has a fun energy this time around to talk about the starting off of a new year. I just want to give you lots of ideas. I think sometimes we get this idea that we need to start off the new year a certain way, or you have to set these kind of goals, or you have to do it in a certain way. And I just wanted to just throw it out there that there's a variety of fun options and different years in my life. I've done all of these options that I'm going to talk about today, these 7 different ideas, and they've all supported me at different times and in different ways. So I just wanted to throw them out there to you to see if maybe one of these supports you. And if not, I just know I hope it sparks even an idea and that the spirit can help you find the best thing for you. I just want to send lots of love and support to you. So, my question to you is, what are you feeling this year? Like when we start talking about it's a new year and um like some people are setting goals, and what kind of feelings are coming up for you? And like I said, it might vary from year to year. I've had a number of years where like I was excited. I'm like, I'm ready to go this new year. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm gung ho. I'm ready. And this year I've been a little surprised a few times when I see posts about setting New Year's goals. I have this part of me, just a tiny part of me is like, oh, let's talk about goals. And that's so interesting to me. I don't usually ever feel that. And I actually have a new business coach. I'm going to talk about her a little bit. Um, and you know what? I just realized I didn't give her any credit in the title. Her name is Valerie. I can't pronounce her last name. It starts with an E and it's a really fancy, pretty name. She's my new business coach, and I did not put her in the title. I'm so embarrassed that I forgot to leave that off. I'll make sure to write that down. Um, anyway, so my new business coach, she has a lot of goals for me. And it's good. I'm just noticing though I have a little bit of fear this year in setting goals. And um I honor that emotion now inside of me. I used to be like, don't feel that, don't feel fear, just be excited. I'm like, now that I know how to do emotion work, I have been able to be still with that emotion. And and I'm so grateful that fear has been coming up a little bit because I know that um that fear doesn't like me to be uncomfortable. And one of my goals is to make or grow my world in the sense of just like my social media presence. I'm going to be doing more and more. And so that immediately kind of like brings me in my turtle shell and naturally, like, just want to go back in my shell. Like, I can just very comfortable here. But, yeah, I'm just ready to grow and I'm ready to grow my business. I'm ready to meet new people and support more people. My sweet family has let me practice on them enough times and my word family. And so I'm just like, who else can I practice coaching? Who else needs some support with their emotions? So my heart is just ready and I'm ready to be uncomfortable. I'm willing to be uncomfortable. Let's say that. I'm willing to be uncomfortable and do the things my business coach um, is encouraging me to do. So I can do this to make my world bigger. But what I'm bringing that up is not so you can just hear about me. I'm telling you that sometimes we're going to have big feelings about our goal setting, about talking about goal setting. And I was thinking maybe some people feel big feelings because maybe they've haven't reached them in the past, or they start and then they get stuck, or they don't feel like they're achieving their goals, they give up. I have a sister-in-law. She told me once that she's a very all or nothing personality, and there's pros and cons to that, right? So if you mess up or you don't keep your streak, right, of doing your goal, sometimes it's really hard to keep going. And so I get that. So I'm just thinking of you too, if you maybe have that, dear listener, if you're having some of those big feelings come up. So that's my first idea for you is to do some emotion work and just be really respectful and kind to yourself and just think, I wonder why I'm feeling that emotion, right? Like I admitted to you that this year I felt a little fear coming up when I was thinking about goals. And then just let that emotion get it all out and respect that part of you. And like I was trying to show fear that I just respect that part of me. She's showing up right now. So that's okay. We're just going to take care of you, fear. And we're so grateful that you're there, that you care that I'm safe and comfortable as possible. I love that that part of me cares about that. So we'll make sure to do some things that I can be really comfortable in inside my turtle shell. And then I can be like, and just for a while, I'm going to be outside the shell for just a little bit. So we want to thank those emotions. They're there for you. So let's talk about some more because I know I talk about emotion work all the time, but let's do some more ideas of how to approach the New Year's goals and starting off this new year. This next one, I remember thinking I've never heard someone tie in a new year with talking about the seasons. So this lady named Brooke Snow that I used to be one of my old mentors, she shared how she likes to stay in sync with the seasons. So the winter time to her is still a time of rest. Like she likes to really like be in sync with Mother Nature. And so she's like the winter is still resting, right? Like for me here in Nevada, I have snow outside of my window. So and um and so yeah, so rather than making huge changes in January and making lots of big leaps and like she looked to nature and she noticed how everything in the Midwest where she was living is still dead and sometimes like covered in snow. And so she loved that idea of being in sync with Mother Nature and with the earth. And so she taught me that maybe for you, the winter time for you could still be this time of like you're still hibernating, but maybe you could be like reflecting and gathering ideas of things that you could be doing soon or that are just about to get to spring, right? Like we're getting there soon. So just kind of gathering ideas. So that's my first idea is to be in sync with Mother Nature. That's one idea from Brooke Snow. And it's just kind of different, right? Like I'd never heard that before, ever. And I don't know if that's resonating with you. Again, it's not to give you an excuse to like, yeah, now I don't have to do anything for a few more months, but rather if that's resonating with you, right? Like we just want to see how it feels. If you're like, yeah, I just want to gather ideas right now. Um, I know for myself, I wanted to do goals with my kids first because I just wasn't quite ready to just jump in for myself. So I'm like, how about I do my kids first? So it kind of feels a little bit like this idea of just being gentle with yourself, right? So my next idea comes from my cousin. I have a lot of cousins, and this cousin, Sarah Davis, you sweet person, thank you for this idea. I saw in her post, she simply just but powerfully gave thanks for her year. And I love that. I just felt like that's a respectful and honoring way to your life, right? To just like give thanks. I know it's so simple, but I didn't do that. I haven't done that. And I just think that's a very kind thing to do. And I'm also into this. It's very similar. This lady from my ward, she's from my church group. She's an amazing Christian mom, and Tasha Thorne, shout out to you, you amazing lady. Um, she made a quick video montage of some like really sweet pictures that she took just throughout the year and just made a quick video of things that have happened to her this past year with her friends and family. I just love that. Again, just another way to like respect your life and honoring and celebrating what has happened. So I just think these are some great ideas. Another different idea is a moment to celebrate, or excuse me, this is still going, this is what I thought after my cousin and then the sweet lady from church. This is what I thought after. Okay, I wrote these down. I wrote down from that those ways to celebrate, right? Like celebrate the past year. That reminds me of the creation story, right? It seems significant to me that the God of the entire universe, this amazing being, would take a moment to praise what was just done, right? So, for example, in like the temple and the scriptures remind us that God sees each stage of creation as good. So, after like the organization of light, we read, and I, God, saw the light, and that light was good. Right. And after the formation of dry land and the gathering of the water, right, it said, and I, God, saw that all things which I had made were good. Right. I just love the wording. Like in Genesis 1, it says, God saw that it was good. I love this example. It's a very simple little phrase, just like my cousin, right? It's like, thanks for 2025, right? Like it's very simple. God saw that it was good. But I love that. I think there's power in making sure to pause long enough. Just be like, this is good. This was a good thing, right? There was good things that happened here. Just very seems very respectful to celebrate what just happened. Okay, so I started talking about my new business coach, which I did not include in the title. Oh man, I am not. See, I just keep learning. But my new sweet business coach with OCI, she started talking in December to me about start thinking about the new year. So I was like, oh, you're already getting started. And it's interesting. She did a little different. I was surprised when she said, I want you to pick one goal that stretches you, right? It's business, right? Like she wants us to stretch. I totally love that. So, for example, I chose like, I want to make my world bigger, like I kind of mentioned before, right? So she said, I want you to now. So when I chose that, she's like, now I want you to write all the chatter, like internal chatter that comes up when you make that goal. Because it does, right? Like, oh my gosh, all these fearful things come up. And so I wrote down all the sentences that came out of my head. And then she wanted me to write words after that. She wanted me to write words and sentences to be supportive of all that chatter so I could like calm that part of me and be like, I see you and this is how I'm going to help you. And then this surprised me, but she's like, we're going to talk about failure. And then she explained that she doesn't love the word failure, but she says you instead of saying like you either win or lose, she says you either win or learn. And I've heard Brooke Castillo say that before, so I think she learned that from one of her mentors. But instead of win or lose, you win or learn. And so she's my business coach, right? So there's going to be a lot of mistakes I'm going to make. Like even in this episode, I've made a mistake. And that's just part of it, right? I'm going to make mistakes. And she just wants to help my brain to be ready to learn from them and then move forward. So I am practicing what I'm preaching. I am moving forward. I was about to start over the episode. I'm like, no, I'm moving forward. Oh, I'm learning. Okay. So, another lady, this is a new lady I'm following on Facebook, and her name is Naomi Parsons. And she created this new group called Peaceful Parenting for Christian Moms. Um, it's such a sweet group, and I've already really enjoyed being part of it. Just barely joined a little while ago, and anyway, I just like the questions she poses. I like the way that she words things. Feels very supportive, and so I'm excited to learn from her. Um, and so this is one thing I learned from her about the new year. This was really great. So this was like the end of December. She wrote, I love the practice of consecrating the new year to God and asking Him for a word to hold in my heart. It's such a simple yet meaningful way to begin the year with intention and openness. I'd love to invite you into this practice with me as we prepare to welcome a new year with open hearts and a blank slate. I'd love to hear what is a word God has been placing on your heart or gently bringing to the surface lately. There's no pressure to have it all figured out. Sometimes the word comes quietly or unfolds over time. Share if you feel led. End quote. Isn't that so sweet? Even the way she writes is sweet. I love it. I'm just excited to learn from her. Um, and anyway, and I responded, and because there have been this scripture, this one phrase in the scriptures keeps coming up. And I don't know why they keep coming up. So I wrote that there's these three words in the scriptures that keep coming up, and it's the phrase of faith, hope, and charity. And so I just said, I'm like, maybe I'm gonna officially embrace those words for my year of faith, hope, and charity. And I didn't say on the post, but I wrote down in my business notebook specific things of why I want to have faith and what I have hope in and what I want to have charity or that pure love of Christ for. And so anyway, so that was just fun. That was a fun idea. And I've never thought of consecrating my year to God. I just thought that was a great way to word it and to think about like I'm dedicating this year to him. Is there anything I can do, something that's coming up to consecrate my year? I thought that was great. Um, my next idea is very similar, so I wanted to put this one next. This is from Amy Porterfield, and she was my business mentor for a while. I really like her. I followed her for a long time, and she taught me a long time ago in a podcast a long time ago about um, the the excitement and encouragement that a word of the year can give you. And so I chose like a word of the year for my business, and I chose a word of the year for my personal life. And they were so fun. It gave a really positive energy. And I have lots more to say about it, but I'm just going to say, like, I'll just give you an example. Like the first time I tried it, I came up with the word forward for my business word of the year. And that was the right word for me because I wanted to move forward in my business. I felt like I had been stuck in the same kind of place for a while. And it triggers an image in my head of the picture of Nephi sailing forward to the promised land with his family. I have it here in my office because that image to me is just powerful. Like we're sailing forward to the promised land, right? Like something that we would love to have. And so that's what I wanted for my business to go forward to a great place. So anyway, so when I think of the word forward, I'm like, yes, that's what I'm going towards. That's what's exciting to me. And then I had a different word for my personal life because my goal in my personal life was to connect with my siblings and my parents at that time. So I used the word real. Like I just wanted to be real with them. I wanted to connect with them. And so that was my word for that. Anyway, I um I also had thought about like speaking of goals, I wonder too if you need any support with your kids' goals. And I know this is a podcast for parents, and I want to support you in any way that I can. And so I made one of my earlier episodes was about this goal tracker that I have created. It's just a PDF. It's just a single page. It's a little tracker that I made that I use with my kids. And it's just fun. It's a fun, for me, it's fun. And it just kind of simplifies like, okay, what am I doing next? What, like I explain at the bottom, I use like the family proclamation and the way that the church is set up with the four different, like spiritual, emotional, intellectually, and physically, like those different goals. And the questions that I ask my kids to get them thinking. And we say a prayer before we do it together. And anyway, I just have this little PDF and I use it for my kids. So I'm like, does anyone else wanna? I would love to share it with you. Just send me a message and I would love to just share it. It's free. I'm not like charging for anything or anything. It's just a fun thing for parents who are seeking to support their kids with their goals. And if that helps you, then I'm so happy that it would help you. So, overall, let's just recap. Let's bring it all together. So, remember there's just a variety of options. And I know there's more ideas. There's different ways that I've even done goals that I did not include. But I just kind of wanted to share some different ones that I was remembering and thinking about. Um, so remember maybe at this time, maybe you need to do some emotion work. Maybe you need to stay in sync with the season of this year, and maybe you want to, maybe your outward goals are still in hibernation if you're in sync with the season, but you're internally gathering, right? Maybe you're like gathering ideas still right now. Maybe you want to make sure to think the last year in your own unique way, right? Picture montage, just saying thank you to your year. Maybe saying thank you to God for your year. Um, Maybe you want to dedicate this next year of life to God. Maybe you want to pick a single word or phrase of the year that triggers an action for you, like an energy into your desired goal. Remember with my business coach, it's not a word, but it's a phrase of I want to make my world bigger, right? And that's exciting to me because I know what that means for me and I am going to take care of fear, that part of me. And I also thought, you know what? I did not add this either. But you could also look to your patriarchal blessing to prayerfully see if there's anything in there that might be time to include or like better focus on this year. Anyway, this is just another little thought. Having thoughts as we speak. It's so good. You are an inner peacemaker that will do amazing things this upcoming year. I just know it. I know you are. I'm pre-celebrating. Is that a thing? I'm pre-celebrating? I don't know, but I'm liking it. So I'm pre-celebrating all the good that you're going to do this year. You're awesome. Take care, Peacemaker.